Hello, everyone. My name is Sonya Ogletree, and you are tuned in to Deliberations with Sonya, inaugural meeting. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post them. However, with this being my first episode, I am going to go ahead and just give a little bit of the backstory about what my channel is about and about the things that we will be deliberating about and why I chose the title Deliberations with Sonya. Now, just a little bit about why I chose Deliberations with Sonya. Even though I no longer practice law, I'm more involved with writing and creating and advocacy. I had decided that, you know, ever since the election of that last person, I just became sort of very stressed about the trajectory, let's just say, that the country was taking. And as an African American woman who has two sons in their 20s, and as someone who has always just been mindful about the intricacies of race in America, my goal in doing the podcast is really, going to be about more than just race. However, it is more or less about marginalized communities and how we've seen our progress be questioned, whether it be people running for president that somehow decided that slavery was beneficial. I don't even want to go there and go get the rest of my podcast out. Or the fact that the national discourse has gotten to where people just say whatever they want to say out their mouths and think it's okay. And for someone who has lived in the middle, so to speak. I mean, my parents were old school from Alabama and came to Ohio in the Great Migration. And one of the things that, I always felt blessed about was going to Alabama every summer and being down in Alexander City. And, like we there's chickens at my Aunt Basil house and a goat tied up at the creek. Not a good place to be. I would try to jump over to the creek to see the cows. And anyway, but that was just the best, and I always felt like God really gave me a multifaceted background, to be, someone growing up in the city, but yet have the, summer vacations in Alabama with my family and being able to interact with people, of all races and walks of life. And then I feel as though the integral part of being bused in Cleveland Public Schools when I was in the sixth grade. The first time I had ever been called the N word. I mean, them people was out there like, don't let them off the bus. It's funny now, but anyway. I mean, but when you think about how terrible that was, I mean, and I never harbored any hard feelings about any of that. And I never wanted to, just dwell on it. You know what I mean? I mean, my parents was like, let me tell you something, get your education and all that other blah blah blah. Okay. Them people ain't no better than you. And that's the issue. Like I always felt like I don't care what you say. My daddy said, "No, you ain't messing with my money. You ain't messing with me." However, years of growth and understanding and and knowledge about other people's situation. A lot of people have been affected financially, when these racist issues come about, whether it be employment discrimination or whatever the case may be. However, what I am thinking to do with deliberations is to really just touch on some of the social justice issues that are out here that we see, and to also be able to have a real true conversation with my listeners about, where we are and where we stand. Because I just think it's up in the air, you know. It's not as cut and dry as what we may think. And so, to that end, I have been able to, just come up with a good list of plans for shows that I believe that we will be able to elicit robust conversations in regards to how to do the things that, you know, we want to do in terms of being equal parts, in society. So, deliberations with Sonya is going to be taking a courageous look and thought-provoking dive into the heart of today's pressing issues. This is my inaugural show, so I'm gonna just say I gotta read this script. I'm gonna be rambling. Anyway, let's do it. Okay, so this podcast will serve as a platform for illuminating conversations on topics that demand our attention and introspection. With a dedicated focus on minorities, racism, discrimination, and women rights and minorities and Latinos, it's racial and ethnic minorities, religious minorities. I mean, this some of these people on the other side of the aisle, they're not discriminating on who they gonna discriminate against. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they done took it back to Germany in the 40s or something. Let's just keep it real. Anyway, this podcast is going to elevate marginalized voices, and we're going to amplify the narratives often overshadowed by mainstream discourse. What that means is, by the time CNN catch the clue bird, it's too late. Anyway, don't get me started. Let me finish. I will be taking a candid and empathetic approach to create a space where my listeners can engage deeply, challenging our perspectives and fostering a broader understanding of the complexities surrounding these subjects. By fostering a dialogue rooted in education and empathy, Deliberations with Sonya seeks to become not only a source of knowledge, but a catalyst for change, encouraging our listeners to confront uncomfortable truths and explore ways to continue to contribute, positively to a more inclusive society. Now, with that in mind, I just want to take a moment and show you guys a poem. I would like to share this poem that I wrote. Oh no, I didn't write the poem. Okay, I am acting out the poem. The poem was written by Rudy Francisco. He's young, well, he's not a young man, he's 40 something, but he's from San Diego, California. He's a well known poet. He's won numerous awards. And, he wrote this poem, Instructions for Black Boys from America's Perspective. Now, I'll share with you. The reason this poem resonated with me so much is because I have two sons, you know, my Jimmy and my Scotty. Jimmy's the oldest, Scotty's the baby. But they 25 and like 27. Okay, so they're not babies. However, Scotty is the bookworm. Jimmy Jam, however, he likes the icky, let's just say. And there was a time in the past several years where, after he came home from the military, it was just like, okay, let me just, keep track of this goofball. It's my baby, gonna always be my baby. But I sort of became up close and personal with the thought of losing my son out in these streets. I mean, it was like every time I turn on the news, I'm about to start crying right now. It just, people don't understand. If you're not a Black mother, you do not understand. And I just can't even get started. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all listen to this poem by Rudy Francisco of San Diego, California. He wrote it. I'm just acting it out. But I'm not even really sure when he wrote this poem. It I'm not sure the time frame. However, if we can just go back to what Trayvon Martin, and not that Trayvon was the first, he was just the most prolifically reported in the mainstream media. Walking down the street with a bag of Skittles. Just check out this poem. Speak. Instructions for Black Boys from America's Perspective by Rudy Francisco. Speak. I dare you. Say something. Say nothing. Be silent. Be a stone. Be a Polaroid. Be anything that doesn't make a sound. Your tongue is a firearm on a plane. Watch your mouth. Watch your temper. Watch your attitude. Watch Rosewood. Watch Fruitville Station. Watch us kill people who look like you and get away with it. Watch the news. Watch your back. Don't wear hoodies. Don't wear t-shirts. Don't wear jeans or sneakers. Pull up your pants. Tie your shoes. Don't whistle. Don't sing. Don't smile, laugh, or frown. Don't stare. Don't look away. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Don't drive or walk or run. Black boy, don't run. Stay still. We like our targets better this way. You thought I was just a country. Boy, I'm a record player. Watch me put on history and spin it backwards. What we gonna say to our black boys? I love you, sons. That was a mouthful. I had to read that poem several times because I kept crying. Don't walk, don't run, don't laugh, don't cry, don't frown, don't look too good, don't look too bad. Don't drive a nice car, don't drive a rag. This is a podcast, so I'm gonna need to snap myself up out of this. Okay. So with those narratives of how we move forward, how we do the things that we need to do. Today was election day in Ohio regarding issue 1, and everybody voted no. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, taking away people's constitutional civil rights under the guise of we helping people. What? If we don't watch it, these fools they gonna take us back all the way back. But it's moments like today was election day in Ohio, to fight for our rights. However, I have also been taken aback by the Montgomery brawl, which is a perfect example of where we're at right now. Perfect example. I mean, you just your white privilege is gonna leave you sitting there. The city, this is not even this is the city of Montgomery's boat that needs to dock. And you just gone, them you know what sign my boat, you know? And here come this black man. He got on the whole captain regalia and da da da. And he like, look, dude, you need to move your boat. You just ignore him and attack him. I am a very attempting to be tolerant person. Attempting. I fail, but you know what? God knows my soul. I would have been that little boy swimming across that water like, what? However, that's where we at. How long do people think you're going to keep attacking people, keep flagrantly exercising your white privilege in front of people who are just living their lives? I mean, all of this. These political candidates, they got security, y'all. That's all I gotta say. They got security. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, well, God, forever. I'm proud of myself. I'm not even gonna lie. Because, damn. When is enough enough? You know? Anyway, I digress. Have to get back to today. Today has just been different because it wasn't. I had a guest today, Reverend Cruz, Reverend Jimmy Cruz, one of the reverends at Antioch Baptist Church in Cleveland, the Antioch Baptist Church. I think, what are we, 130 years old? I don't even know. Anyway, and he was going to be my guest to talk about social justice issues as a member of our church is a member of the Greater Cleveland congregation. And on that committee, what we do is we look at issues that are affecting the community and seek to make change in that regard. And a few of those issues were, involving non-cash bail, which I don't even want to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. Because we constantly, and I saw this in Mobile so much. You've got people who are serial city violators, municipal violations, and they're only, these people have mental issues, all kinds of things going on, and some of these people, only income is through government assistance or something to that nature, and yet they're getting picked up. For instance, like some of these homeless men, they probably drink a little too much, but it is what it is, Anyway, so yeah. And then, like, they're getting picked up, put in the municipal jail, racking up all these drunk tickets. And as soon as they get the little Social Security check, they got to use it to get out of jail. That's not funny. I'm just sort of like, it angered me a lot. And so when the local group started working on non-cash bail, I was just so excited because I just really felt like, people could be locked up on the dumbest thing, like a traffic ticket. And then what? Lose your job. You already got people exercising white privilege all over the place. Heaven forbid you miss a day flipping burgers due to a court. And so these are the real life consequences that people face from silly little ideas of your life don't count. Black lives matter, red lives matter, Indian lives matter, everybody lives matter. And I don't get how in 2023. Anyway, in a world where open conversations about race and inequality are more crucial than ever, Deliberations with Sonya stands as a beacon of informed discourse. We will discuss sensitive matters and also, weave in historical context into these discussions as well, because, quite frankly, that guy, the Florida governor, I don't even like to call these people by their titles. It's like Anyway. It's so ignorant. And then this is what I don't like. How you ignorant, you being ignorant and racist. You went to Harvard. You was in the military. I'm sure you didn't say slavery was beneficial to none of them black people when you was on active duty. Because you know what? You'd have been toothless. Anyway. I mean, just the dumbness of some of this stuff. Anyway, I would like to make sure that we can go beyond surface level dialogues and just dig into the intricacies of things. In the future, I'm going to have, I need to stop saying, in the future, there will be handouts. I can't even say handout, but these footnotes, to the podcast, and they'll be on the YouTube, and they're going to be on the YouTube, my website, queencrusader.com. Anyway, yeah. So what we're going to have to do is, I would like for some of these issues that are pressing in the next year as we go towards the election, people need to be more informed about what's going on and what some of these things mean for your community, mean to you personally. And just quite frankly, like they turned this stupid term, fake news. Well, now it is like fake news. It should just be regular old lies. Okay? But now you got people reporting lies on spin mode or something. I don't know. My mind drew a blank. Anyway, I am going to, like I said, I lost Reverend Cruz because he was at the polls driving people. And I'm not complaining about that because they were like, Sonya, you can drive people to the polls too. And I was like, I got to work on my podcast. I just, sometimes after, 50, I've been working around politics for 30 years. I'm not driving people to the polls. I'm tired. Okay? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I am a thought leader now. I work on thoughts. I don't want to be driving to the polls. Hot out there. Anyway, look. Go to my YouTube channel. Press the subscribe button. And I'm going to air the show weekly on Tuesdays at 7, I believe. I haven't completely committed to that time yet because clearly today wasn't a good day. But, elections don't happen all the time. So I could have moved it, but I ain't going to say I forgot, but I sort of did. Forget. Anyway, so yeah. So we're going to start. This podcast is a video podcast as well. So the system is going to turn it into a strict audio and then distribute it out to Spotify and all the other podcast channels. However, the video, Spotify has video podcast, yeah, so it'll probably be on there too. But look, let me tell y'all something. The people said just do it. Okay? I had to be like Nike, just do it. And I'm glad I did because I got all kinds of stuff wrong and right. Next month, after my 4th podcast or 3rd or whatever, because I'm going to do them every week, it's going to be excellent. But you got to be in it to win it. Anyway, I got to stop. It's so goofy. Anyway, this has been Deliberations with Sonya. If you have show ideas or topics that you want to discuss, go ahead and put it in the comments or shoot me an email or go over to my queencrusader.com, which is where I'm putting all of my content creation under. go there and leave me a comment or a message so that I can have your information. And then maybe, you like to be a guest and we can talk about things a little more. Like I said, my guests for today are poll watching and waiting for vote counts. And they know issue one ain't gonna pass. But anyway, but they are tired. I ain't gonna lie, they're tired. Anyway, so with that in mind, have a blessed night. Thank you for giving me half an hour of your time. And like I said, if you can follow the clicks and like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Also, some of these are going to be pre-recorded because this live business is full of too many and goofiness. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta have fun. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have fun. Gotta have fun. If it ain't fun, why do it? Good night. Oh, I can play my outro.